potty. We are in our second episode, which is crazy to speak into existence, but here we are. This episode, we're jumping straight into the end that isn't actually the ending. And it feels like I'm repeating some sporting stories. So I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic going down the athletic lane because it feels so long ago when really it's not actually. If you ask my son, it was before him. So he'll say it's like years and ancient times. But this episode, I want to bring you into an experience in my life where the career ended before I was even ready for it to end. And that, all the feelings that I had in that, but I didn't know if I could go back now and give to myself the knowledge that I had, that it was just the beginning. Gosh, I think I would have given myself less of a hard time because I really did have a hard time. And I think any athlete who ends their career, whether by choice or not, you go through a really big grieving period. The identity shift is real and figuring out who you are next is really hard. But sometimes the end actually isn't the end. It's just a new beginning. And that might sound a little bit cliche, but it really is the truth. It is an opportunity to look at where life's path will take you next. So my story, I woke up as a 7 months postpartum mama with all the ambition to get back on the footy field. And I was living in Meanjin, Brisbane at that time, really ready to figure out who I was next. I'd lost myself in pregnancy and I really didn't enjoy or mentally have a good time at all. Actually, I was diagnosed with perinatal depression and really struggled. And so I was yearning to get back to the footy field. And so I probably returned well before I should have, and that's probably an indication of what was on offer for women at the time, which was nothing. There was no return to playing football or contact sport at that time. There was no plan in place. So I was really just making it up as I went, and I was just taking all of the advice I could get from around me, and I wanted to come back to the game. And I had a bit of niggles after having some surgeries pre-having my son, and I thought I'll go in for an arthroscopy, I'll tidy it up and I'll just get straight back out there. Like, we are ready to go. I'm mentally ready to go. Physically was not in no shape to get back on the field, but I just wanted it so badly. And so kind of setting the scene there, when I woke up from surgery and the doctor walks in the room with a cup that I only thought you peed in, I had most of the cartilage from my knee removed and very groggy, opening my eyes. The doctor sort of said to me, "Lib, you're done. Like, you're going to find it really hard to ever change direction again. It is straight line running for you only." And, you know, I wasn't ready to hear that. I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Here I am telling a very highly professional with years of experience in surgery that he was wrong. But that's just where I was at. I was not ready to give it up. And so I left that hospital slightly devastated, but also really motivated to prove everybody wrong. And it was something I couldn't prove. My body was done. I could not get back on the field. My knee was not responding. And the end of that was lonely and quiet. I did have a phone call from a local league coach who was an amazing, he was the head coach of the West Panthers team that I was playing for at the time, and he was fantastic. But it was lonely. Here I was trying to pull my identity back together after becoming a mama, moving into the only identity that I wanted, which is to be a professional athlete, and it was dead silent. And at the time, my beautiful son's father, who we were in a relationship at that point, was off playing football. And I was like, this is not fair. Like, who am I now? And having to figure that out took years. I want to be so clear. It was not a figure it out in the next season situation. It was like 7 seasons later, Libby finally figured out who she was. And I want to be really clear on that, because I think sometimes we can see, you know, the success of someone and think, oh gosh, like, how did they get that thing? But the truth is, you've got to end a lot of things before you can become someone new. And I wasn't ready to end that football career. It's not what I wanted. So I was going through a lot of grief and loss and identity crisis, really, but I had to stop trying to rebuild yesterday. I had to at some point get used to the idea that yesterday is truly gone, and I have to start asking what's possible today. And that's when my mindset really shifted. I could grieve, in one sense, the person that I'd left behind, but I could also start to teach myself how to be excited for what's next. And with all of the struggles of waking up every morning asking myself, it's a beautiful day, who are we going to be today? Who do we want to show up as today? Do we want to show up as that mother that's really excited to drop her boy off at daycare and head into uni to finish off another subject in your degree? We want to be the beautiful daughter who wants to call her mother and let her know that she loves her. Who do we want to be? How do we be that person? And that's how I started. I did not start with a big vision telling myself I'm going to have a 10-year strategy and build multiple companies and buy a farm. That was but far from my thinking. Actually, I never even thought I would move out of Brisbane until a very quick, short 6 months later, everything crumbled again. For me, it was piece by piece. Every day asking myself, what does today's opportunities look like? How do I bring joy and excitement to my life whilst also moving through the grieving of accepting the fact that who I wasn't anymore is not meant for me. And that's really tough, but it's also really possible to create new beginnings and new opportunities in the grieving. You can be both and you can have both. It just takes one step at a time. As we come to the end of this episode, I want you, if you're feeling this, to reflect on something in your life that you're still grieving, and it is okay to grieve that, but also give yourself permission to start creating new space in your life for what's next, because you can be both and you can have both in your life now, and it is absolutely okay.